All right, guys, I'm back. It's actually been about 20 minutes. I let it go a little longer. Got a little distracted, not gonna lie. But so if you look at the dot cam, I've got the cup still with our Jello cubes in the vinegar. So I'm gonna take them out, and I'm gonna take all three out, and then I'm gonna cut them in half so we can really look at how far the vinegar diffused into them. So we're gonna start with the big daddy bear of the diffusion cubes, the biggest one. Move my right hand out of the way so I don't get covered in vinegar. Oh goodness, they're slimy. So there is the daddy bear. You can see how there is a ring of clear around it. I'll zoom in a second once I get all the cubes. Here is mama bear. And then here is wee little baby bear. Okay. Now, before I cut into them, let's turn baby on his side. There we go. I'll zoom in so you can take a look so you can see all three cubes. Again, you can see how, and I'm going to grab a scalpel so I'm going to cut into them. You can see on the big one how there is a ring of clear around that shows you that vinegar did dissolve, or I always want to say that, not dissolve, diffuse into the cube. In the mama bear one, again, we see that clear ring. It's a little bit bigger, and we'll be able to see that better when I cut into it. And then baby, you can see there's a much wider ring around it. So if we cut into all of them, ooh, that vinegar stinks. Not a fan of vinegar. Turn daddy bear on his side. Cut into mama bear. Is it weird that I keep calling him mama bear, daddy bear, and baby bear? If it's weird, I'm okay being weird. And then we got baby bear. All right, so you can see all three of them now. You can see how there was the least amount of diffusion with the big cube. We have a middling amount of diffusion in the middle cube, and then the most diffusion in the little cube. So again, the whole point of this was to illustrate the fact that cells have to be small because, and here's the thing, now when we make the jump from the Jello cubes, agar cubes, to actual cells, to living organisms, the reason why they have to be small is things diffuse, move in and out of the cell. I want you to take a second and think about what needs to move into the cell for it to survive. I'm hearing Jeopardy music in my head. If you said water and sugars or any kind of food, kind of energy source, you would be right. We need to move water into the cell. We also need to move sugar into our body, or rather into our cells. And once your food is digested in the stomach and the rest of the digestive tract, the sugars that are broken down are going to move into your cells because then they need to be converted into energy. Now, the reason why we have to have a little cell, because imagine we had giant massive cells. Everything inside of this agar cube represents the inside of a cell. The outside represents the cell membrane. The inside represents the cytoplasm and all the organelles. Well, look at how little the vinegar was able to move through this cell. If that was an actual cell and we had to get sugar into a mitochondria in the middle of the cell, it could take days for that to happen. So that's why we have to have little cells. So not only do we have a lot of surface area around it, a lot of cell membrane for stuff, sugar, water, etc., to move into or out of the cell, but additionally, we have minimal volume, minimal cytoplasm inside for it to move through so it can get to its desired location, its targeted location faster. It all comes down to this one big E word. It all comes down to cell efficiency. The cell is most efficient at moving materials in and out. I forgot to mention what needs to move out: waste products. Water needs to move out, other things. Sugars from plant cells need to move out to other cells. Okay? So things need to move in and out efficiently to keep the cell running, to keep it surviving, to keep it living. So again, this is illustrating the question of why are cells small? Why can't they grow to be massive? Because it all comes down to efficiency. We need that small cell because we need to easily be able to move stuff in and out of the cell and easily be able to get it to move to its targeted location within the cell. It's all about cell size and cell efficiency. Hope you guys understand.